The dog is happy. We're in the backyard. Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? This is a really weird version of the Bill Post radio show because I'm not in a studio. I don't have headphones on. I don't have a big mic in front of me. We're outside in the backyard at my house.
Beautiful.
And it's not bad out here, is
Beautiful.
it? You're just about to experience the Kaiser winds.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
We get them every night. In about an hour and a half, it'll blow through here. It's beautiful. Anyway, I have with me Captain Greg Wooldridge, who's a Republican candidate for governor. And we wanted to just get together and do a quick little chat about things.
Yeah.
And the first thing, first of all, thank you, Greg, for coming to my house.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for inviting me here.
Hurry up and get out, will you? The rent. Anyway, it's an honor to have Greg here in our house. And my wife doesn't know yet. So if she comes in here and freaks out or anything, just...
All right. Okay.
You're a captain. You know how to deal with that kind of stuff.
I know how to handle the crew. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the crew. Never mind. She's the boss. She's the captain, and you're the crew.
She's the admiral.
Yeah, you're
You're
crew.
just the captain.
Yeah, and I'm an interloper in her ship. I know how that works.
All right. So here's the question that everybody, when I first ran for office, people asked me because I had a great job. I was doing great. I was making money. I was doing fine. Why in the world would you run for state representative? So the question for you, Greg, is why would you run for Oregon governor?
I love Oregon. I love Oregonians, and we're getting a raw deal out of the government we have now, the leader we have now. I think there's great people in Salem. They're just not being led properly. I wasn't, this wasn't in my game plan. I'm kind of delaying some other plans that I had, but I got asked to do this based on the leadership I've demonstrated over the years in the military. And I kind of held off, and then I thought, okay, I think it's time to jump into this because I think I'm the guy that can take control, get people motivated, inspire, get the agencies fired up, get them really into the game, and make things better for Oregon. And it's not because I want my name on a letterhead. I could care less if my picture ever shows up anywhere. I just think we need to save this state. I like to say that the ship of Oregon is up on the rocks. It's got holes in the bow. It's taking on water. 4 more years of Kate Brown, we're going to sink. And with the leadership leadership I want to bring and the ideas that I have, we're going to make this the most prosperous 4 years in Oregon's history coming up.
That is something I would like to see. As you know, I have a vested interest in this because I'm a legislator. And Okay. All right. We're back. We'll get a little light. Okay. We're back. Sorry about that. Was outside and didn't have as good a wireless connection. And I'm going to flip some lights on. There's Greg Wooldridge. Hang on. Right back.
All right. Thanks, Bill. We got so many great things we can do here in Oregon. So many things. We just need to change public policy. Give people really clear expectations, and we'll get the accountability going again. That's what we need. We need accountability, but we can't have an accountability till you tell people what you expect of them, and we'll get that cleared up. And then agency heads can take all these ideas about leadership and they can run with them, and we'll hold them accountable.
Let me ask you something about that. One of the frustrating things that I have as a legislator is agency heads. Quick story. I'll have a constituent call me and say, I've been trying to get a hold of, I'm just going to say DHS for now, DHS for 6 months, and they won't talk to me. I have to pull out my representative card and say, dear Bob, head of DHS, this is Representative Post. I need help. Boom, they come and talk to me. That shouldn't be. I know better than anybody else. So what do you think about our agency heads? And I'm not picking on anybody in particular, but just should there be some change there?
Absolutely. And being the governor, I can bring that about. Change the culture of government, and that really needs to happen. We serve the people. The people don't serve us in government. We have to be servant leaders. That means you listen and then you act. But you can't if you don't answer the phones, you're not listening. So we've got to do that. We've got to restore that trust in government.
Do you see maybe some things that have passed in the last few years from the legislature that if you were allowed to, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm just going to think perhaps it could happen, some things that you off the top of your head say, you know what, if I had the executive order ability to write a veto or whatever. Is there any that just stand out that you would stop today?
Most recently and most poignantly, I think, is 1528, Senate Bill 1528, that took away $250 million from small businesses that could have been used to recapitalize and hire more people and give, there's such slim margins in small business anyway. We need to give business owners an opportunity to recover some of that and to excel, be exceptional. And we're not doing that. That was $250 million allowed by the changes that our Congress in Washington gave to the IRS to make. And the IRS said, okay, all you states, here's what you can do for your small businesses, your mom and pops. And if I could change one thing, as soon as I stepped in the office, that would be one of the things. Of course, solving PERS is the gorilla in the room. But that, if it were easy enough to say 1528 passage, no, it's voided now. We can't do that. But that's one thing that I would not. I held my breath 5 weeks ago, whenever that decision was made. Yeah. That she would hopefully veto that, but no. And now you're going to have a special session next week on the 21st, and talk about throwing a peanut of 15 million back out there, right? Something like that.
It reminds me, you were endorsed by Oregon Right to Life,
sure,
and you've made a very clear, you're very strong pro-life stance. House Bill 3391 was the saddest day, the worst day of my life as a human being, but as a legislator, when we passed a bill that extended free abortions to everybody on demand, paid for by taxpayer dollars.
Right.
Okay, a governor can't stop abortions.
Right.
You can't, it's federal law.
Right.
But you can stop late-term abortions, sex selection abortions, and taxpayer funding. What do you say about that?
Well, I'm a pragmatic conservative. I have my core values, which are strong and will never bend. When you ask me about something, I'll have an answer for you, then I'll explain it. Taxpayer funded abortions, that's got to go away. IP1 will do that. I'm very hopeful it'll pass. We've got to chip away at this heinous way we do business in Oregon, which is we have no protection for the unborn. We're the only state in the union.
Yeah.
I don't want to be unique like that.
I don't think people know that.
That's unique in the wrong way.
Yeah.
If we can go late term, start chipping away. Let's get rid of late term. I mean, it's just, I don't want to go too far into it because it's just disgusting.
It breaks your heart.
Yes, sir. It does. So absolutely what you said, the worst day that you've had in the legislature, I'm sure, was the day that
terrible. Okay. Obviously guns are a big deal, was a big deal in the debate the other day.
Sure.
So I think you gave the answer the other day in the debate. You're kind of like me. I kind of want to, in a sick, twisted way, want to see IP43 get on the ballot. Not because I want it, but because I think it'll be fantastic. Get out the vote to it.
Exactly.
And you said that in the debate the other day.
Rural Oregon will come out. And, mom and pop out in Ontario, Joseph Enterprise, wherever they are, they get the ballot, they leave it on the kitchen table. I'm touching your kitchen counter here. They leave it there because over the years, none of their votes have mattered. This year, their vote will matter. And, if IP43 is on the ballot, they're going to say, we don't want to lose the rights to our guns. It's hard enough to get sheriffs out here because we've lost our tax base of the natural resources we used to have and be able to gain a lot from. So no, we don't want that to pass. People will vote. And when I am governor, if IP43 passes, I will say, no, we will not enforce it. It's not constitutional.
It's not. I think the thing about IP43 that makes it, again, I say this in sort of a sick, twisted way, it's exciting in a way because a very large percentage of Oregonians own guns. Right. Whether they're Republicans, Democrats, Independents, NAVs, Constitution, Libertarian, you name the party, they own guns. And they're going to come out and they're going to say, well, which is the person who's standing for my gun rights?
Yes.
Is it Kate Brown?
Yes. Well, no, not, of course. But they're going to look at the Republican side of the ticket, and it's going to favor all Republicans. People run for the Senate and the legislature, everybody, representatives. It's going to favor all Republicans.
I think so. So, yeah, I mean, as much as it sounds horrible, and it is a horrible idea, I kind of like to see it come. All right, so we have 36 hours or so, not even that.
Yeah.
No, 28 hours.
I used to say when we're getting toward the end of an 8-month deployment, it's one on a wake up. So, yeah, one on a wake up, and we find out tomorrow night. So who's going to win this?
Just what if there was somebody right now that's and you know, I'm not expecting to change somebody's mind necessarily, who's made up their mind, and I wouldn't even want to necessarily. I'm talking to people who are watching us right now who just still hold that ballot, whether it's because they love to vote on election day or because they're not sure. What would you say to that person who's on the bubble? Why should they vote for Greg Wooldridge?
They should vote for me first and foremost because I can beat Kate Brown. But let's back up. Let's look at me, the 27 years in the Navy, the integrity, the honesty. My dad was raised in an orphanage, and he said from that experience, he brought to me his basic tenet in life, and that was to be honest. And I bore some welts across my tail because occasionally I tested that, you know. But, you know, I'm honest. I'm going to be transparent with you. I want Oregon to succeed. I'm different from the other two candidates. I'm conservative. I'm pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and I'll take care of veterans. There are a lot of you out there, veterans, that I relate to. E1 to 08 or 09, whatever you are in the broad spectrum of having served your country, and I thank you for that. I will take care of you. I will make sure that we never pull money out that was promised, Measure 96, pull money out that was promised to veterans. That will never happen under my watch. So, and it's the leadership that I want to bring, and it's the reality I want to bring, that we do have a rural-urban divide. We need to bring that together. There's people on the urban side too that don't understand rural, and vice versa. There's a lot of strife in the urban areas. A lot of it has to do with housing, not enough room, not enough places to live, and it's tough. So I will beat Kate Brown. Is it okay to talk about the other guys?
It's my video.
Newt is too liberal. Yeah, he's too close to Kate. A lot of our folks will stay home, and that's maybe not a good thing, but it's a reality.
It's a reality. Yeah.
Sam, just go back and look at his campaign and his temperament, and decide who you want to have be the leader of your state, our state. Bring us back to reality. Bring us back to prosperity. We are an exceptional state. Oregonians are exceptional. There's no prettier state in the union, and there's no finer people, but we've been held back by government. And I cut you loose. We're going to get out there and just jump to the top 10 in every category.
I'd be all for that. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Captain Greg Wooldridge is with us. If you're still deciding, I'd ask you to look closely at the voters pamphlet. Look at the Oregon Voters Guide from the Oregon Family Council. It's the Christian Voters Guide. It's a fantastic tool. It doesn't say I endorse or it doesn't do any of that. It just says, here are 8 questions. Here's their answers. You'll see his answers. You'll see the other answers. And I think make that decision. I would strongly recommend that you vote for Greg Wooldridge if you haven't voted yet for governor. And I would also recommend Lou Ogden for Bureau of Labor and Industries Commissioner. That's 2 statewide seats. We only have 1 right now. I'd like to have 3.
Can I come back with you for a second? Speaking of finding my faith, this kind of chokes me up, but I came back to the Lord last year. And on Easter, I was baptized.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I go to a Foursquare church, so it means a lot to me.
Okay. So, I can't fix that.
Sorry.
No.
That's powerful.
It's awesome, man. That's awesome. Praise the Lord. All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you again some other time. I don't know, maybe we'll do another special edition of the Bill Post Radio Show, but I didn't get any ads for this one. I didn't even make any money. So, I need to make money on these things. All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, Bill.